Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
It's the Wednesday podcast with Joe Chapman and DJ. Joe, there's my singing. I'm serenading you this morning. Hope that works for you.
I feel the love.
Well, I tell you what, we were feeling the love today. You behind the scenes, if I pull back the curtain here, getting Joe on, and I've been running around trying to get my head back around the desk, getting everything back in as I'm sort of getting back into having so many weeks away, coming back into the system. And Joe, you've been an absolute lifesaver because I called you yesterday and you said, right, I've got some ideas. This is what I want to talk, basically you carried the show today. It was fantastic.
No, I certainly did not. All I'm doing is sitting here while you push all those buttons, but I'm happy to help. Maybe my mind's a bit freer than yours at the moment. So
as they say in the castle, she's an ideas man. He's an ideas man there, that Joe Chapman. She's great. Yeah. No, in all honesty, it's been wonderful having you on. We're going to have you on again tomorrow, but today, out of and this is what I love what you do, Joe. You brought a really seemingly, on the surface, bit of a silly story about you and your protein shake, and you'll hear it on the show. But out of that, you're able to bring, in your words, you love to turn, the life stories into a little parable.
I do. I absolutely love it. I love making everyday, ordinary things a profound example of the depths of the Word of God. How can a shake that went wrong lead you to a deeper understanding of Jesus? Well, it can. Yeah. And you'll hear some great stories today around that. You might even have one up your sleeve when you hear it. And please get in contact with us. We'd love to hear from you about anything. You can shoot us an email. You can go over to the Facebook page and let us know there. We also we touch on something, the old electric light string here of lights. We touch on to the Christmas saga here. Because you're a little Christmas elf. I am a little Christmas elf. I'm not crazy in that I'm, putting up Christmas decorations in September, not to offend anyone who is. Maybe I should take that back, but too late. It's out there. But no, I just like to be organised. I guess I'm a really organised person, and I like to think in advance. If something comes along my path that I think would be a great gift for someone, I'm a bit of a seize the moment girl.
Way too advanced for me. That's like you're working on a ninja level, way above me. All right, well, you're going to hear all of these stories and much more on today's show. It has been a bunch of fun. Joe, we'll see you back here tomorrow morning. But make sure you get out there and rate us, recommend us to a friend. Thanks for downloading.
Rise and shine on Vision.
That's the little lady who was in the studio with us this time last year, Riley Clemens, Loved by You. It's your old mate DJ Payne here with you on your Wednesday morning on Rise and Shine. How you doing on this Wednesday? Got a big day planned? Got some activities planned? If you're in a state where the school holidays are happening, have you got the kids over today? Or maybe you're getting ready for school holidays just around the corner and you're trying to come up with some ideas of what to do. Well, listen, I think Vision might have you covered. All right, check this out. If you haven't looked at the Vision app for a while, go over to whether it's your app store in the iPhone or whether it's the Google Play Store, whatever you've got, whatever it's on your device, and hit that update button. Make sure you got the latest version of the app. If you're like me, I'm a bit of a nerd. I try to update all my apps like every other day. I go in and, do that on the old iPhone. But you might just leave it to the phone to do it for you. Well, I'm telling you, go over there, hit that manual refresh there, because we have got new videos being added almost daily into the Vision Watch section. No, I'm not talking about a TikTok watch. I'm talking about in the Vision app, you can actually watch videos. That's right, you can watch videos. We've got videos from all sorts of things, from Bible teaching to interviews to 2020 interviews to, believe it or not, we've even got selected interviews from Rise and Shine from this very show there. So if you want to get into some Rise and Shine and relive some of our most fun moments and interesting interviews, it's all happening right there in the free Vision Christian Media app. Make sure you got it downloaded on your phone. Down the bottom, tap Watch, and you can see that growing selection. There is literally a ton of videos. So, you know what? Save your money on the streaming platforms. You don't have to be paying for that streaming platform. Yeah, I know. It's got that movie on there that you want to see, but you know what? Get some good stuff into you and get into the watch section of the Vision Christian Media app, and it's going to cost you a whopping nothing. That's right, absolutely free. And if you're very clever, you can even cast it onto your big TV or things like that. So just a reminder, check out the app, go down and check the watch section there. It's got some great stuff.
Love the Rise and Shine podcast? Tell a friend today.
Oh, what a great song, Shane and Shane with their version of Creed. Now, you might not know this, but especially if you're new to Christian music, but if you're like me and you're a bit of a dinosaur and a bit of a tragic when it comes to Christian music history and everything, that song was originally written by the late, great Rich Mullins. Now, if you're not across Rich Mullins, I recommend that you go dig up some of his work. Rich Mullins, born in Indiana, the USA, 1955, tragically died in a car accident at the age of 41 in 1997. I was blessed to be able to see him and meet him back in 1994 in the USA. I was just a young whippersnapper traveling around by myself and got to see him do a version of that song live. He'd released it on his album, some say his best studio album. From 1993, Rich released A Literacy, A Legacy, and A Ragamuffin Band. Now, the centerpiece of that song is his song Creed, which basically takes the Apostles' Creed. Now, the Apostles' Creed, if you're not into, creeds and you're not into, repeating creeds, you didn't grow up in that sort of liturgical style of church, and I didn't. I've got to confess, old Baptist boy here, and we sort of frown on creeds, these days. We don't like reciting, different things. That's a little bit, too fancy for us old Baptists here. So I discovered when I went to Bible college, I discovered all these creeds, and that Apostles' Creed from around about 350 to 390 AD, taken from those early church fathers getting together and making a simple, confession of what they believe. That's, the Apostles' Creed is one of the earliest ones that we have there. Simple, Trinitarian, and right to the core of what Christianity is all about. So what Rich Mullins did is he took that creed in the centerpiece of his faith. And the other thing that if you're a fan of Rich Mullins, you know about him, is that he absolutely loved something that was central to his life and his faith was the works of G.K. Chesterton. If you don't know the author G.K. Chesterton, he wrote a book called Orthodoxy. And in that book, Orthodoxy, Rich is basically, taking one of his quotes for that chorus there. I did not make it. I did not make up these truths. No, those truths are making me. It is the very truth of God and not the invention of any man. That's the chorus that he put into the Apostles' Creed, taken from G.K. Chesterton into that song. And, I love to hear that these newer artists, and Shane have been around for a long time as well, but Shane taking it there and making it, refreshing that song for all of us to enjoy. Well, there you go. There's your history lesson. There's your history lesson this morning with your old mate DJ. A little bit there. I recommend that you go back at some point today, jot it down in your notes. Rich Mullins, Creed. Go find it from his 1993 album there. Once again, the name of that album, if you're not familiar with it, I'm telling you, it's going to bless you today. A Liturgy, A Legacy, and A Ragamuffin Band. A beautiful album. And go check out his original version there. Let's get into some more music. News is on the way, but I want to share a quick news story as well. Don't forget, we've got our new soundbite game coming up in just a moment.
Rise and shine.
So I'm checking out the Christian news stories coming in from around the world, and did you see this crazy story from a couple of days ago where Pope Francis is speaking in Singapore, and he goes off script. Now, I've got some dear Catholic brothers and sisters, some beloved family members who are, I consider sisters and brothers in the faith, and they are very proud Catholics, but even they are struggling sometimes when Pope Francis goes off script. And I don't mean to attack him here, but it's a very interesting story, because he basically says all religions are a path to God. He starts talking and he says, look, religions are like different languages to reach God. I don't want to say one religion is better than another. Some are Muslim, some are Hindu, and there are all these different paths to God. Now, of course, devout and, doctrinally correct Catholics around the world are really up in arms about this, and they're like, oh, their heads are in their hands going, what are you saying? A very famous bishop in the USA, in Texas, his name is Joseph Strickland. He's a very interesting guy, and he basically put out a post saying, listen, all my brothers and sisters in the faith, please, we need to pray for Pope Francis, because he has an opportunity to clearly state that Jesus Christ is the only way. To deny this is to deny Christ. And if we deny Christ, he will deny us. It's a really powerful statement from Bishop Joseph Strickland, and it's something that I think that we can all take on, no matter what our background of faith is, as far as our traditions or denomination. I think we can pray for, that God will do a work in Pope Francis, and when he has these opportunities to speak forth, he'll actually point people to Christ instead of, muddying the water like he has recently in Singapore. It's a very interesting story. You can do some research there. I've picked it up from the Christian Post, a wonderful, almost sister publication to what we do at Vision with our news stories. And I'd recommend you go check it out and see some of the responses there. Well, that is enough news from me. Coming up, we're going to be playing our new sound game. And right now it is time for the Vision.
Getting you up and ready to face the day. This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
We're about to play a brand new game. I can't come up with a name with it. Time, audio machine, time. Listen, let me, before I actually play the sound and get into the actual game, I've got the lovely Queen Catherine on the line this morning. I'm trying to work out a game. It's a Bible story sound from the ancient past being zapped into us today. We've got to work out what the Bible story is from the sound, and I'm racking my brains. Catherine, you've heard my dilemma. How you doing this morning?
Good, DJ. I was going to text him, but I'm driving. But I think you're doing a classic DJ overthinking game name.
Yeah, I've got an issue with this. I've got an issue. You've heard.
As long as I've known you, you've always overthought game name.
All right. Well, give me the simple Catherine take. All right. What do we got?
Well, I'm thinking Bible time warp.
Oh, I like that. 3 words. Bible time warp.
Warp. I thought time machine, but they were like, no, warp, because all we're getting is sound.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, warp, sound. I like the vibe.
Kind of warped a little bit as opposed to getting like picture and sound. You just get in the sound.
You see, this is why you're the Queen Catherine. I like this. I'm going to put it out to everybody. If you like Bible time warp, let us know. Give us a text and let us know if you like that as the game name, or if you've got a better suggestion. I don't think there is one. I think that's really good. Bible time warp for the new game. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Catherine. I like it.
Just keeping it simple, DJ.
Thank you, Catherine. Keeping it simple, and I'm not really good at keeping it simple. You know what? I can see a text message coming in here from Ruth from Tassie. She has suggested the very same name, Bible Time Warp, from Ruth, and then we've also got a message here from Libby saying, "What about Bible sound bites?" Oh, if you've got an opinion about the name, I do like Bible Time Warp though. But without further ado, let's get it going here. I've got to turn on the machine that they've given me here. This is an amazing machine. Right, it's firing up. So what I do is I program in. There we go. Okay, now I can program in a particular Bible story, and it takes the audio files from ancient history. It's going through the time warp now, going through time waves. Look, I don't understand how this technology works, but we're getting a soundbite from a particular Bible story. All right, now here, okay, it is. Here we've got the packet of information, and it's only short. It's just over a second long. What do you think this sound is from what Bible story? Did I explain that? What Bible story is this sound from? Oh boy, that's all we've got so far. What Bible story is this? Look, I am stumped. If you have any idea, give us a call, 1-800-316-316. We've got a great prize up for grabs. This is, as Catherine says, the Bible Time Warp. What is this Bible story?
Rise and shine.
Rise and shine.
Jordan Feliz with his chart-topping hit. Praise God for that. Not his chart-topping hip. That would be quite painful, I think. But, hey, it's DJ here for your breakfast on Rise and Shine, and we're playing a game that is still, look, the name is flying around there. Another suggestion, I like this one, Bible Story Sound Off. Oh, I like that, a sound off. You're trying to guess the Bible story from the sound. You've heard the sound, and now we've got a board full of calls. Let's see how many we can get through this morning. Gail, you've heard the sound. What do you think the Bible story is? Gail, good morning.
Good morning. I think it's from Jesus at the well with the woman.
The Samaritan woman at the well.
The Samaritan woman at the well, where Jesus said to her, "Give me a drink."
Oh.
And the Samaritan woman said to her, "How is it that you, a Jew, ask a drink from me?"
Yeah.
A woman
Okay.
of Samaria.
And what do you think the sound is?
I think it's the sound of the bucket hitting the water.
Let me have a listen to it again. Oh, that is, I got to say, Gail, fantastic guess. But the time guys are shaking their head at me. They're saying, no, not correct. Oh, Gail, I'm so sorry. Great guess, though.
Right. It's got us all thinking, I'm sure.
Gail, thank you so much for your call this morning.
Thank you.
GT in Warrnambool, you've heard the sound. What Bible story do you think it's?
DJ?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. What are you thinking?
I think the Bible Time Warp story might be David and Jonathan's story of their friendship, shooting the arrows into the field.
Oh, one of my favourite Old Testament Bible stories. Let me just have a listen to this sound again. That sounds like an arrow going into a field?
Yeah. It does.
Okay. Well, the time guys here are shaking their head again. They're putting their thumbs down. I'm sorry, GT. It's not the right Bible story.
At least I had a go.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. Caruso in Murwillumbah. You've heard the Bible sound. What story do you think it's from?
When the great waters part.
Oh, are we talking Moses and the Israelites?
Yeah, mate.
All right, let me have a listen to it again. All right, okay. I see where you're getting that from. I'm looking over to the...
Yeah, look, that's all I got for you.
Caruso, I love it. The adjudicators here, no, they're giving you a thumbs down. I'm sorry, mate. That is not the Bible story.
No worries.
All right, mate. Okay, there we go. We've heard some wrong guesses there. Wrong guesses again yesterday. If you think you know what the sound is, maybe be thinking about it. Flip through those Bible stories and get ready to guess again tomorrow when we play Bible Story Sound Off. Is that what we're going to run with? I don't know. Let us know what you think of the name.
Just the right mix of things to inspire and things to make you smile. Rise and shine on Vision.
Joe Chapman this morning on Rise and Shine. Joe, so good to have you in, well, sort of virtually in the studio in Melbourne, beaming into us and around Australia this morning on Rise and Shine. One thing that, I've got to know you a little bit over the last few years, and something I can say about Joe is you're very gregarious, you're out there, you live your life, this is who I am, this is, what I am. You don't get embarrassed very often.
No, I'm not someone to get embarrassed very often, but there are occasions when you start to think why and what's going on. And I've got a little story. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, we're strapped in. We're all ears. Let's go.
Okay, let me set the scene. So I am in Melbourne. In Melbourne, I work at this place. It's called Waterman's Business Centre, and it's very lush and beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's really for small businesses or individuals who need a little hot desk and might have a little office. A bit of a community.
Very trendy. Sounds very hip.
It is very hip. Melbourne's very hip. Why are you surprised? Anyway, moving along. I was dressed in my corporate gear and, trying to look and play the part. Fake it till you make it. So I was in the kitchen, which is in the middle of a lot of hot desks and a lot of people. And I'm trying to be healthy, DJ, by taking some protein shakes. So Jesus does on me for all of those who know me and think that's a miracle. And I'm in the kitchen, and as you know, I'm filling up that little container, that has the little ball in it that you shake up.
Yes.
And I put the water in, I put my mixture in, and I stand there cool, thinking, look at me, healthy, in a business centre. Life's so good. And I just, with class, of course, I shake up that protein shake, but the lid wasn't on properly. And shake went up the walls in this beautiful kitchen, on the floor, over my outfit. It was a giant shake mess.
No.
There were some laughs, there was some slight applause for my mishap. But DJ,
yeah.
I made a big mess.
Yeah, you made.
I did.
Well, you owned it. You owned it now. Okay, so my question: when something like that happens, you sort of get to know the person. You get to know the cut of their jib, because I'm reminded of the words of Jesus in Matthew 15, where he says, "Whatever's in your heart sort of comes out of your mouth." What came out of your mouth immediately in that moment?
Immediately, I just paused for a second and then I laughed. I just laughed. And I think you have to own your errors.
Yeah.
And to me, I thought it was one of those things that here I am thinking, I'm so cool and look at me. And then I'm covered and dripping in vanilla protein shake. And it wasn't a vanilla moment. It was everything but. To be honest, I find those things an opportunity to invite other people to own theirs, and the people around just saw me do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm 54 and I'm excited to have reached this age, and it's not the biggest problem in my world, DJ.
Do not cry over spilt milk or protein shakes. I think we're right with that. Hey, I love that idea of inviting people to sort of share their mess as well. Why don't we do that this morning and open up the phone lines and say, hey, has Joe's story sort of triggered something in you? Have you got a time where you, things were going cool and then all of a sudden, mess? Everything happened, and I'd love to know sort of what came out of your heart in that moment.
Yeah, don't leave me just hanging, literally. I've shared a vulnerable story. Join Joe and give us your mess story, and let's encourage one another. Things
Amen.
happen.
Amen. 1-800-316-316 is the number to call. 1-800-316-316. Give us a call. Don't leave Joe hanging.
Rise and shine.
It's DJ and Joe for Rise and Shine this morning. Joe, you've shared an embarrassing story with you and your protein shake exploding everywhere. You any protein shakes this morning?
Not yet.
Okay, all right.
No, it's coming. Everyone back down the hatches. Yes, I made a mess, and we asked, "What have you made a mess?" Belinda from Portland has called in. Belinda, what mess did you make?
So what happened? I was a little girl, and I used to work at this riding school, right? Anyway. They got this donkey, and I love donkeys. And I asked the man, could I take the donkey for a ride? So here I am clip-clopping up this little road with the donkey, and all of a sudden, this Mercedes-Benz came driving along, and the little donkey just veered itself over. And if you know donkeys, they're not very good at steering, and just scraped itself right along the car.
Oh, no. Did it actually scratch the Mercedes?
Yes. And so the man got out and he was furious, as you could imagine. And I think I would have been about 9.
Oh, no.
And he was just yelling at me, and all I could do was say, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I will take you to the man that owns the donkey.
Cut to the end. Did he go see the man who owns the donkey, and what happened?
Well, he was furious with the man that owned the donkey as well, but I think that after probably, I think it was, maybe 20 minutes of a very fiery conversation, the gentleman agreed to pay for the big scratch.
Oh, my. Oh. Who knew donkeys and Mercedes didn't go together? I was waiting for like some sort of biblical miracle, and the donkey turn around and say to the man, why are you yelling at me? I'm trying to save you here. There's a disaster down the road. Oh dear. What? So did now in that moment, you're saying you're sorry. You're only 9 years old. Was there any bigger lesson for you in that moment, Belinda?
Yeah, look, don't ride donkeys.
Hey, I think there's a metaphor there that we can all take away. That stay away from the donkeys in life. I like it. I like it, Belinda. Thank you so much for your call.
That's okay. Have a good day. See you.
I'll see you, Belinda. Always a great story from Belinda in Portland there. Now, okay, we've heard protein shakes. We've heard about donkeys. We're asking you, when did, life turn into a mess? What came out of you, out of your heart at that moment? We'd love to hear your story.
Rise and shine.
You with Joe, you with DJ, and we're talking those embarrassing moments.
Yes, we've all had them, and it's how do we react to them and how does it affect us? And we've got Abraham on the line from Fairfield, Sydney. Big shout out to everybody listening from Fairfield. And I believe, Abraham, you had a messy wedding.
I got married in 95 to my bride at the time, and we had our church ceremony, which was perfect, fine. And I said to my wife at the time, look, we've got a lot of hours spare. Let's just go and check out the reception area. So we rocked up 3 hours before it, obviously for our ceremony to open up. And we get to reception, there was nothing sorted out, nothing set up, no furnishings, no flowers. So we knocked on the door of the manager to mate, we've got a wedding today. He goes, no, you're booked in for next week. I said, no, today. We booked it 3 months in advance and we paid you your deposit and everything. And I've never seen a manager run so fast. So they had everything going within 2.5 hours with 20 people running all over the place. And you can understand the frustration in my heart, but trying to be a Christian at the same time is very, very difficult.
Now, Abraham, tell us that you kept it together and you were cool, calm and collected in the middle of that stress.
I kept it together, but the bride at the time, we had to get the makeup artist to fix up all the running teardrops and everything. So that was all fine afterwards. Every time, well, now she's obviously my ex-wife, but every time we talk about it, we have a good laugh about it.
Man, I tell you, Abraham, for many years, I was a wedding photographer. And we were horrible to each other as wedding photographers. What we would do is we would ring other wedding photographers because you get to know people, and we would pretend to be a bride and groom, and say that Abraham was the wedding photographer. We'd call up Abraham on a Sunday morning, and you're kicking back in bed, and we're like, "Where are you? We booked you for our wedding." And we would just instill panic, and then we would just laugh and hang up the phone from a payphone. So to actually go through that, there is nothing more panic-inducing in the wedding industry if you're thinking, oh, no, I've missed a booking. That is awful.
But the funny thing I want to add to it, even the cake wasn't even made. We organised this reception, the one package type thing.
Yeah.
So, I couldn't believe it. He pulled it off the last minute.
Where did he get a cake from?
He's got contacts, so you can just imagine the frantic phone calls going.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Well,
So
Abraham, everybody wants to have a memorable wedding, so congratulations.
Yeah, well, that's something that's immemorable. You can't forget that one.
So true, so true. But sometimes life brings us, messes that we don't expect. Some we create ourselves. Some happen, to us without choice. But, as you said with that scripture, out of the abundance of the heart, mouth speaks. And sometimes we react to things in our life and it really reveals something about our hearts. So it's great to share at the moment what it is that's happened in our world that was a mess. And then also how we can react to that. And really sometimes the way we react is a witness to other people. Let's start with the mess.
Yeah, I like
sure that our reaction is a testimony.
I like that, Joe. I like that a lot. Okay, give us your call, 1-800-316-316, 1-800-316-316. If you can't call through this morning, why don't you shoot us a text, 0447 488 316.
Rise and shine.
No, there ain't nothing sweeter than his love.
Toby Mac, nothing sweeter. And there's nothing sweeter than having Joe Chapman on the show this morning. Sweetness herself on the airs with us. Joe, you're bringing a very raw story out of the back of your, what do we call it, a mishap with the old, a protein shake there in the kitchen going everywhere. We're hearing some great stories of these messy moments in life that, sort of God brings something out, or, you sort of see what's in you when these accidents come about. And we've had a phone call, someone reminding me about this. Look, you don't have to remind me too much. A couple of months ago, everyone's seen the video. I was standing on top of that fence with a chainsaw in my hand. Thought I was doing fantastically, chopping down a tree, and everything went a little bit pear-shaped in that moment. And two things, to bring out your point, Joe. The thing that came out of me at that moment was this, literally in my heart of hearts, I literally prayed, all right, Lord, I'm coming home. This is it. Like, here I come. I thought this was it. It was a strange, resignation of, gee whiz, I'm going to miss my wife, but Lord, I'm coming home. There was those two thoughts as the tree is falling on me. But in this other side of that, having 10 weeks to recuperate there and sort of nurse this shoulder, I didn't choose that to happen. It wasn't my choice for that to happen, obviously, but God used that time to be able to teach me more about himself and having this slow down and just spending time with him. I didn't choose to have it done in that way, but that's what he used to bring that part of me out of my life. And I tell you, on the other side of it, I got to be honest, not my choice. Still, sometimes this shoulder gives me a little bit of pain, but I'm using that pain to remind me, you know what? This was God's choice, and I can spend time with him through this. And I've got to say, I'm pretty thankful, Joe, out of the other side of this, that God let me go through that in that messy time.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that story of how you why you needed to take that break. So that's news to me. I'll have to go and look up the video. But I love what you're saying, DJ. God is right in the middle of any mess that you're in. Yeah. And today you might be feeling like you're in a mess. Maybe you can reflect on a mess from a long time ago. But God is in the midst of our messes. And what I love too is that to think about our reactions during those moments, it really highlights to us where we're at and what we need to work on. Do you get angry? Is there frustration? Has messes brought you bitterness? God has every power to bring freedom and joy and deposit in us a faith that rises up and shows other people what he is like during our messes. And that is a choice. Messes aren't always a choice, but what we deposit into our lives, how we react to things, that's the choices we can make. But God is amazing in your mishap, and you are loved and valued. So whatever you're going through today, I think that a song that has come to my mind can really sum it up, and it's Francesca Batticelli, and it's a song called This Is the Stuff.
I was thinking of the same song. Great. It's got some great lyrics in it.
It has. Let me read them. Just think if you can relate to this. Let's all just take a moment. These are the lyrics. I lost my keys in the great unknown. And call me, please, because I can't find my phone. Are you having that kind of a morning? This is the stuff that drives me crazy. This is the stuff that's getting to me lately. In the middle of my mess, I forget how big I'm blessed. Your God is big, and your mess might feel like that too. But God is able to do more than you can hope or imagine. And so today, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, soak in this song and let it truly, truly reach your inner being and bless you. Count your blessings one by one.
Francesca Batticelli, This Is the Stuff on Rise and Shine.
I lost my keys. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast. Please subscribe to the show, rate it on your favourite podcast platform, and share the link on your socials. It all helps get the word out.
Can you guess what Joe wants to talk about next? How does that sound?
I think that's great. I mean, I could go anywhere and probably will.
Okay. Well, I've got a sound clue for everybody. We're having such fun with the sound clues. I've got a sound clue here. Can you tell what we're going to talk about next here? This is your audio clue. I think
if you could guess what the topic is, we'd like to know. Now, you might think it's obvious, but maybe it isn't.
Yeah. You can text us through right now, 0447 488 316. I'll give you one more hint. For day counters like myself. On Monday, it was 100 days. 100 days on Monday. That's all I'm saying. If you think you know what it is, give us a text, 0447 488 316.
Across Australia.
Rise and shine.
Joe DJ here for you on Rise and Shine across the nation on Vision. Joe, you've got a question for everybody here, and we played a bit of a sound effect. We've asked people to text in if they can guess what you want to talk about. Here's some of the guesses that are coming in. The lovely Gail has said, you obviously want to talk about Christmas. I hear some bells. Helen has said, how early is it to be too early to start playing Christmas music around the house? Other people, look, there's a lot of messages coming in here. Christmas.
Yeah. Well, the big broad topic of Christmas is correct, but I'm going to drill in on a little something.
Oh.
Yes.
Hang on, we need some music here for you to set this up. Let me just fire up the jazz band here in the corner of the studio. Take it away.
Well, I love Christmas. If you've listened to me before or know me, you know I am all about Christmas. And you might ask, why? Why am I so in love with the season of Christmas? Well, I love Jesus, and he's the core of salvation, and he's the reason for Christmas. That's number one. But I also love family, the big family celebrations or the focus. It's a drawing time, I think. You may not see people, but you may see them at Christmas. And rather than be upset at that, embrace that it's a chance to connect with people. And for me, it's love in action. It's a chance at Christmas to have people maybe invite them to church. It might be that you can provide a meal for someone who doesn't have a great Christmas. And also, before I get into this conversation, I want to say I know that Christmas isn't always joyful for everyone. But I want you to know that at Christmas, Christ is your present and is present.
Oh.
I'll say that again. At Christmas, Christ is your present and is present. So Christmas is very special to me. Now, I am known for being probably the first person to buy a Christmas gift. And it's happened, my friend. It's happened.
Wait. It's September. You've already bought your first Christmas present.
First Christmas gift. I've done it. So what I do is I am on the hunt for those little things that strike my attention. And look, my kids will not be listening at the moment. I know that they're at school, uni, work, whatever. Yeah. I'm going to tell you what I got.
Oh, yeah. So, hang on, you're telling me it's not a present for me, Joe? Is that what you say?
No, sorry. A lot more prayer and suffering.
Oh, thank you.
But sometimes you see some ad or you see something on the socials, and it just strikes you. And I saw these little journals, these notebooks that had sort of like a beautiful cover, and you could get them engraved on the front. And they just caught my eye, and I thought, wow, they're really nice. I've got 4 children. 2 of them love to sort of etch and draw and physically write things down.
Nice.
And I thought, I'm going to buy one for each of those children. And put it aside for Christmas. So I have officially bought I've bought 2, one for each child, the first in my Christmas giving, because I'm smart, DJ.
You are. Look, you. Yeah. I love the fact that you're in the season.
I own it.
You own it. You're there. You're a little Christmas elf. Fantastic. I sometimes get called Santa Claus because I've got the beard in the belly. But
I didn't know you were going to say belly. I take that back. It's the beard.
But yeah, I've been called the summertime Santa before. But I got to tell you what, Christmas. When Christmas starts for me, maybe if we're feeling extra jolly, maybe the 24th of December. We'll start.
No. You cannot leave it that late, DJ. What happens? Let me tell you why I buy early.
Yeah.
Because things get sold out in your size. Or, the colour that you want. Or let me tell you this, the journals that I bought in September are not going to be that price come November, December.
But you know what never lets down dads around Australia is the good old servo that's open right up until Christmas morning. Look, servo, there's nothing more that the family wants than a Big M, maybe a Mars bar from the servo, maybe some flowers that smell like petrol out there for the wife. That's great.
I'll tell you what, can I just do a little, I told you I'd derail.
Yeah.
Wouldn't petrol be a Christmas present?
I hadn't thought of that, Joe. I'm putting that in. Literally putting that in the tank and the memory bank here. All right, listen, we're going to open up the phone lines to you. Phone lines going out to you. Have you bought a Christmas present? Is it too early? Are you on Team Joe over here, the little Christmas elf? Or, oh no, I'm going to claim it. Are you on the bar humbugs over here and say, come on, it is still 98 days till Christmas. This is way too early. Let's leave it till at least November. Let's leave it, come on. Let us know what you're thinking. 1-800-316-316. We want you to give us a call. Are you on Team Joe, Team DJ? Let us know. And we're after the truth this morning. It's DJ and Joe here talking. I cannot believe we're even doing this. Talking all things Christmas, Joe.
Yes, the reason is that I bought my first gift for the season for my children, and I'm so excited. And I thought, I was telling DJ, and he's like, no, you're wrong. And so the debate is emerging. Are you on Team Joe, Christmas all the way, early getting prepared, or are you Team DJ, bar humbug? Join in the voting and the chat. You can search on Facebook for Rise and Shine Vision and join in the conversation. Kelly has done just that. Thank you, Kelly. She says, I love Christmas, so Team Joe.
All right, the Christmas elves are coming out of the woodwork here very early this year. I'm hoping to get some support here. Gail in Charleville, come on, give us some reason here. Gail, what side are you on?
Sorry, DJ, it's Team Joe.
Oh, Gail, let's pop this
I've
off.
already started buying. I've got some, yeah. I'm like Joe. Yeah, start now, so by the time Christmas hits, you're right. Because when you go looking for them, they're pricier.
Okay. Well, we're very
they're not there.
Okay, Gail. Very, very touched that you've already bought Joe and me a present for Christmas. But no. In all seriousness, what have you? I've got to know. What have you already bought?
Well, I've got a friend that likes to cook. He's a husband of my best friend, and he likes to cook, and he's very hard to buy something for. So I've got some cooking stuff. Because last year I bought him like balsamic and vinegar, and I just chucked cookies and lollies in there as well. Well, apparently he really loved it. So I thought, right.
Yeah.
So I've got him some sticky dates. I don't know, whatever.
Fantastic.
Our little shop here has got those little goodies in for the hampers. So I went, yep, done. Chutney.
Can I also say, don't you think that when you know somebody and you understand what makes them tick and what they love, then in your brain you see that in places, and it's an expression of really understanding someone to really know to get that perfect gift. I don't think he wants an air freshener with the Carlton logo, during Christmas, because it indicates you forgot.
Exactly, or a Big M or whatever it is that DJ just said on the 24th.
I'm feeling attacked here. I'm feeling attacked. Come on, don't besmirch the beautiful petrol stations around Australia for last-minute presents for the dads.
Sorry, DJ. Joe's all over this. She's got it like, I'm sorry, you're out. She's in.
Thank you very much, Cal. Apparently I'm out. Joe, you're in. I'll just go on another 10-week leave over here, and Joe, you and the Christmas elves can take us right up to Christmas.
Oh, look, you'll never invite me back. But I just love this. Christmas is a significant faith, part of our calendar and our lives. But it is a season, and I am an early bird.
Okay.
And so the question is, are you an early bird like me, Team Joe, or are you a late? Not a Nelly, a late DJ, and you a bit humbug and a bit December 24th on your preparation.
Look, I need some sport here. The texts and the messages are coming in. It's all Team Joe all the way.
Rise and shine.
Joe and DJ here. Can't believe we're talking about Christmas already. Joe, you'll love this. We got a message coming in and from the wonderful Bex. She says, definitely I'm on Team Joe. I learned through my mother, as soon as a child's birthday is gone, you start looking for a present for them and you purchase it when you can. You can start looking for stocking stuffers because my mother didn't have a lot of money when we were growing up, and she would do the same thing straight after Christmas, looking for that next Christmas present for each child. So great advice from my mother, from one woman to another. Team Joe from Bex there.
Oh, yes, totally agree. You know, our mothers have wisdom and our mothers are all over it. And I love what you're saying. There's a lot more to unpack, pun intended, regarding Christmas presents. And we'll get to that straight after the Vision National News headline.
Rise and Shine.
I think somebody's been praying this morning because Team Joe is walking away with it this morning, talking about all things Christmas. We're asking you for your call. Are you on Team Joe with Christmas, you know, the Christmas elves, with the Christmas spirit now? Or are you with DJ and a little bit of bar humbug and you leave it all to the last minute? 1-800-316-316. Melinda, please, you know, do me a favor. What team are you on?
Team Joe.
Oh, come on, Melinda.
Sorry, DJ.
So okay, so Christmas, you're already all across it.
Great. Well, I start at the Christmas before. Like when I'm shopping, if I see something and I go, oh, that would be good for that person, and I go, oh, so would that, I'll buy both. And I've got one for that year and one for next year. The next year, there's one person less I've got to panic about. Now, I get most of my gifts through the year. As I shop, I look and go, oh, yeah, that would be good for, and I'll pick things up. Sometimes I don't even know who it's good for. I'll just pick little things up, stockings, just whatever. But then I can be a little bit like DJ, though. Sometimes I get there and there's one or two people I'm like, I really didn't like the gifts I got them. So that's when I have a little bit like a last-minute panic rush. But most of the time I've got a whole heap of stuff, and it's just remembering who I bought it for and working out who's best for what. And
Melinda, are you walking around with a list in your hand? How are you keeping all of these people in your mind?
I don't. I don't necessarily. Like my main family is easy, like because they're good, but you don't know where you're going at Christmas. Sometimes you get invites by people you've never ever gone to parties before. I've got those things all stashed in the cupboard, and I can go, right, I'll take them that and that and that. I don't know who they are or what they really will like, but I'll try and do something that's decent and not like cheap looking, you know.
Way too prepared for me. Way too prepared.
I'm starting to wonder. I love what you're saying. I agree. Sometimes you'll see something and it's such a bargain, it's half price or even more, and it's a generic gift, and you think, well, that will be useful at some point, and so you buy it. And you know, knowing people and seeing that exact thing, you kind of feel like you're going to kick yourself if you don't get it, and then you wish you could find it and you couldn't. Is this a male and female thing we're talking about here? That's what I'm starting to wonder. Or a planner versus procrastinator? I'm not sure, but I love what you're saying because you're saying Team Joe.
Kevin from Armidale. Kevin, I'm crying out here. So far, there's been a tidal wave of Team Joe. Where are you sitting, mate?
Oh, I'm with you.
Oh, at last. How good is it, leaving everything to the last minute? It's a wonderful feeling. This is what the Christmas spirit is all about.
Well, I'd much rather delete December out of the calendar.
Hang on. Wait a minute. The views of Kevin, it's not necessarily the views of DJ. I don't know if I'd go that far. But you're fully bar humbug on the whole Christmas period.
Give me Christmas the whole year round.
Oh.
Mm.
But delete December because I used to be in retail.
Oh.
And from the 1st of December to the 31st of December, people would turn from really lovely people into monsters.
Oh.
And I used to hate it. And now it's not called the silly season for no reason. Get rid of December, get rid of the party season. Let's do Christmas every day of the year from 1st of January to 30th of November and delete December.
I love the sentiment of what you're saying, Kevin, that, you know, we should celebrate the meaning of Christmas all year round, but be kind all year round. Seeing as you are, we're in retail at Christmas time, could you please give us a community announcement that could help people know what is it that somebody in retail would appreciate when they come into a store at Christmas time? How can you prepare us to be wonderful humans and a Christian example in a retail store in the silly season?
The old adage, do unto others as you would have them do to you.
Across Australia.
Rise and shine.
And we're asking you to call in this morning because we're talking Christmas with Joe Chapman.
Yes, you're welcome. Christmas. I love Christmas and DJ loves Christmas too, but there's a big difference. There's a difference.
Yeah.
I am an early planner with my gifts, and we're bringing up this topic because I have bought this week my first Christmas gift of the season, to which DJ says, no, bar humbug to that. You go on the last day in a panic, in a state of fear. You sweat. You really grind for that present. That's what we're talking about. And so we've got Franco from Adelaide on the phone. Franco, what are you thinking about?
I was thinking, at Christmas time, I remember I was working for a newspaper company in Lismore, and I asked if I could write a letter in about Christmas, and I failed in English. I'm not a good writer at all. I learned to speak Italian before English. That's my excuse. But I was born here in Australia, and Mum and Dad were born in Italy, But anyway, I wrote this letter. And I said, God, you've got to help me, because he wouldn't let me go from the office. He said, no, you need to write it in the office, because we don't want you to go out and get someone else to write it, then bring it in, This is the editor speaking to me anyway. I wrote this letter saying, at Christmas, some people call it a silly season. Some people are just vexed. Some people are bar humbug. But for them who know Jesus, it's a time of peace and great joy and great love, and goodwill and peace towards all men. It was in that line, and it was that awesome. The editor looked at me and goes, you didn't write this. I guess I did. I was in the office, mate. I didn't go anywhere, He wanted to put it on the front page. He ended up, putting it on, the letters, and it was really, really good. And it is like at Christmas time, it's like that silly season, bar humbug, I love it. But, the Holy Ghost comes down, and there's peace and goodwill towards all men, and people get together and barbecue and talk. And, I think it's an awesome, awesome time.
See, Franco, the reason why I took your call, mate, is I thought you were going to be on Team DJ, and I want a bar humbug on that. But on the back of that beautiful, impassioned speech, I think you might be winning me over here, Franco. Oh, you're too good. You're too good, Franco. All right. Oh, well, listen. On the end of that, I might have to put one little toe in Team Joe over here. What do you reckon?
Thanks. Yeah, good. I think you should. You'll thank yourself in December for being a little bit more prepared as we head into it. I really can't believe that it is 98 days until Christmas. Hasn't the year gone so quickly?
Too quick.
And I think Franco has really brought us back to what Christmas is, and in fact what every day is really about. I think that was so well said by him. Well done, Franco, for bringing us to what Christmas is really all about instead of the silliness of my conversation.
No, that was it's all wrapped up together, Joe. It's been perfect.
Across Australia, this is Rise and Shine on Vision.
Text your favourite song to 0447 488 316 and we'll play it for you. It's the Curtain Call on Rise and Shine.
Oh, what a snazzy new intro that is to the Curtain Call. I love it. Well done, production team there. Now, Joe, we've got a message coming in on the back of a subject we were talking earlier this morning. Do you want to read this text that's come on in?
Yes, I'd love to. It's a privilege to read for Karen from Brisbane. She texted in earlier about the discussion we had around the messiness of life and how God is ever present and, our reactions to mess. And she said that I had mentioned a song from Francesca Batticelli and that she's wanting to combat that or come alongside that. What about Colin Buchanan? He talks about a time of messiness in our life with the song called Remember the Lord.
Oh, good pick.
He is in control.
I like this. Anybody who's raised their kids on Colin Buchanan, you're going to be able to sing along to this one. Going out to Karen this morning as your curtain call. Remember the Lord this morning. Take it away, Colin.
watching his children. He cares. Oh, remember the Lord.
Bum, bum. Oh, Colin, well done. Remember the Lord, going out there to Karen as part of her curtain call today. Don't forget you can get your curtain call in early anytime to us. Just send us on a message. Hey, Joe Chapman coming with us live from Melbourne. Thank you so much for being the co-hostie with the Mosty today.
I am so excited to be with you. It's a pleasure, DJ. It's a bit of an adventure and I'm excited about it.
Now, we've got a lot of stuff happening tomorrow. The chappies are going to come in early tomorrow, so you won't get a chance to talk to Mark and Cindy, but we will. We've also got we might even swap it around and play our new sound game. I think we might be running with Bible Story Sound Off was one of the suggestions. I might do that with you tomorrow. But what have you got on for the rest of your day today?
Well, today I'm just doing more work.
Okay.
That sounds boring. But let me tell you one thing about me. A lot can happen to me in 24 hours. As I said, I'm wanting to have a sitcom life. I could be, running for politics. I could be, in the truck. Who knows? A lot happens. So I'm going to be in tomorrow from 7, so stick around and see what actually does happen.
A protein shake could go sideways. Anything could happen when we've got Joe Chapman on the show. Well, listen, I cannot wait. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Whatever you've got on for this Wednesday, we are hoping and praying God's blessings are all over it. Have a great one, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.